I've seen thousands of movies. The downside of that is because I've seen so many different stories, very rarely does something come along that completely surprises me. With that said, Split absolutely floored me. Oh man, how do I talk about this without spoiling it? What I'm going to do, I am going to stay bare minimum. I am just going to talk about the basics, and I am not going to ruin anything. In fact, I recommend you shut this off right now. Don't go on Twitter, don't go on Facebook, don't go anywhere near social media or where people will ruin a movie. Just go and see the movie, and then go back and see all the people that are just spoiling it all over the place. Split is about 3 teenage girls that are abducted by this guy who has dissociative identity disorder, and he has 24 distinct personalities. And 2 of the personalities conspired to kidnap the girls, while the other ones are a variety of weaker people, and one of them's a child, a whole range of personalities. As the movie goes on, the guy has the girls kidnapped and trapped in this room, and he's going to his psychiatrist, who is one of the leaders in research in dissociative identity disorder, and his case is incredibly rare because there's so many personalities. The movie's another joint production between M. Night and Blumhouse Pictures. M. Night, he's better when he's doing smaller, more personal thrillers, movies that aren't these huge overarching things that really are outside of the realm of where he should be directing. He's better off doing movies like The Sixth Sense, which was an expensive movie, but it still was a relatively smaller movie. It wasn't After Earth, but at the time, for whatever reason, the studios were just throwing money at him to do these kinds of movies, and he was doing them and they didn't work. So he stripped back down to basics. He did The Visit back in 2015, which was effective and creepy and smart and a very enjoyable movie. Split is a complete return to form. It shows just how strong a director he is and how you don't need these gigantic budgets. He made this for somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 million, which may seem like a lot of money, but in Hollywood anymore, that's peanuts. That's nothing. So a $5 million, very small movie like this, he was able to do a lot more than he would have if there would have been like a $100 million movie, because there's more expectations put on it, and then a lot of studio involvement gets in, and next thing you know, the whole thing is just a disaster, and you have Will Smith armchair directing the whole thing because he shoved his son into the movie. It was a small production. It was very much focused between Jason Blum and M. Night, and he gave him the freedom to make the movie that he wanted to make, and it was outstanding. James McAvoy was so good in this. He played Barry and the other personalities, and he did go through a transformation for each different character. This wasn't just him putting on a different voice and acting a little bit differently. This was him becoming the different people. Anya Taylor-Joy knocked my socks off once again. She was in The Witch, now she was in this, and just was awesome. Because primarily the whole movie rested on the shoulders of James McAvoy, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Betty Buckley, who I did chuckle when I saw that she was in the movie, because as soon as she showed up in my head, I'm thinking, you eyeing up my lemon drink? But she was great. She was really good as the psychiatrist, and the movie primarily rested on their performances. And there was not a weak link between them. Oh, I want to say so much about this, but I don't want to spoil it. It's a movie that is so worth seeing and just not knowing what you're getting into. If you think you know what's going on, I was watching it and knowing the director, I was looking for clues. And I thought for sure I knew what was going on, and I had no idea what was going on. I was completely wrong. Split is an amazing thriller, quite possibly my favorite movie of 2017 thus far. Although I haven't seen very many movies that have come out this year, still, this is starting the year off strong. After sitting through that pile of shit, The Bye-Bye Man, it was refreshing to see a movie this good. I'll probably talk about it more in the future after more people have seen it. It's just right now, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Split gets an incredibly high recommendation for me. I think it reinforces just how good a writer and how good a director M. Night is, and how these small passion projects should be where he stays.